This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy to see if you could save when you bundle your home and auto policies. Try it at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Welcome back to Quick Business English, the podcast where we explore how to speak like a leader in English. I'm your host Andrea, and in today's episode we are talking about how to sound assertive without sounding aggressive. So let's dive in. Being a leader isn't just about making decisions. It's also about how you communicate those decisions. In English, especially in international teams, tone matters just as much as content. Assertiveness is about being clear, confident, and respectful, and not forceful or controlling. So, how can you express authority in a way that sounds professional and diplomatic? Here are 3 expressions that strike that balance, plus some examples you can try using today. The first one is, what I'd suggest is. So instead of giving a direct command like, do this or do that, this phrase keeps the tone collaborative. It's useful when you want to lead the direction of a discussion while still showing respect for the team's input. Here are 3 examples. What I'd suggest is reviewing the timeline before the meeting, just to make sure we are all prepared. What I'd suggest is that we prioritize the client feedback before finalizing the report. What I'd suggest is a quick follow-up call just to clarify expectations. This phrase works especially well in meetings, project discussions, or feedback sessions. The second expression is, let's make sure we are aligned on this. This is a great way to check understanding or agreement without sounding critical or defensive. It shows that you care about team alignment and that you are assuming good intent and not pointing fingers. Okay, so let's hear the examples. Let's make sure we are aligned on the next steps before we wrap up. Let's make sure we are aligned on the client's priorities. I want to avoid any surprises later. Let's make sure we are aligned on the budget limits before we go further. It's a small phrase, but it builds trust and helps avoid misunderstandings. And finally, here is the third expression. Can I ask you to look into this further? This phrase is ideal when you need someone to follow up, to investigate, or to take responsibility, but you want to sound respectful and not at all pushy. Let's hear the examples. Can I ask you to look into the delay on the supplier side? Can I ask you to look into possible alternatives for the software license? Can I ask you to look into the client's last request? I'm not sure we've fully addressed it. It's softer than you need to do this, but still communicates a clear expectation. So, to wrap up, in leadership, it's not just what you say, but how you say it. Assertive language helps you lead with clarity and respect. These phrases keep your communication confident but collaborative. And finally, here is a fun challenge for today. Try using one of these expressions in your next meeting, email, or check-in. Notice how it changes the tone and how people respond. In the Confident Leader program, we work specifically on these high-pressure communication moments. We cover how to stay calm and structured during objections and challenges, how to use assertive yet respectful language, how to control the energy in the room, even in virtual or hybrid settings, and how to build a repertoire of ready phrases that help you buy time, clarify, and respond with leadership presence. Because leadership isn't just about avoiding conflict, it's about navigating it with clarity and confidence, even in a second language. And that's what we build here together. So, that wraps up today's episode of the Quick Business English podcast. In the next episode, we'll focus on handling tough questions and pushback in English. And if today's topic hit home, follow the podcast, check out the show notes for program links and more resources. If you found today's episode helpful, feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. Thanks for listening today, and remember, stay calm and lead the conversation.